Alright, what is good, y'all? It's Anime K here. Today, we're going to be talking about what if Danzo didn't exist. Now, you know Danzo, one of the worst human beings ever on the planet. You are on the anime planet, Naruto, universe, planet, whatever, right? One of the worst people ever, right? I mean, he's responsible for so much stuff. Now, we're not going to be talking about what Danzo's done. We're just going to be talking about, I'm just naming three key things in the show that if Danzo didn't orchestrate, that the series would have been different entirely. That's how much impact this guy had on this series and how much impact he had in affecting people's lives. So number one, I've got that. This is an obvious one as well, what a lot of you know, is the Leaf Village wouldn't know that Naruto was a Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, right? So as you know, right, the Leaf Village hated Naruto because he's a Leaf Village Jinchuriki. They were scared of him. They thought he was going to attack the village, etc., 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 right? You know, he lived alone, you know, he had no friends or that, right? That, and whose fault was that? That was all one other than Dunzo's fault. Now, he leaked the information to the Leaf Village because he wanted everyone to have someone that they could all hate, and he thought it would bring the Leaf Village together. Now, why he thought this was a good idea, I have no idea. This is a terrible idea. Doing, like, you know, he's an evil man when you're gonna do that to a kid who was probably, Naruto at the time was like maybe from when he was born to about 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, even when he was in the Ninja Academy, yeah, people still feared him. Not as much. Not it obviously it lessened and lessened over time, but the peak of it was when he was a little kid. He was left alone. Sometimes he was hungry, and I don't let Hiruzen off the hook for this entirely because he didn't really do anything to help the situation at all. But the main person for this was Danzo. Now, why, I don't know why he thought it was a good idea. It's just one reason why he's just a terrible human being. So number one is Naruto wouldn't if Danzo didn't exist, Naruto wouldn't. They probably would have been able to hide it better that it was a Nine-Tails. Only like higher ups would have known he was a Nine-Tails. Maybe obviously the Hokage, I guess Kakashi would have known because obviously, you know, it was ties to Minato. But apart from that, no one would have known about it. But number two, we've got the Uchiha Massacre. Now, with the Uchiha Massacre, right, we all know that's another thing that if Danzo was around wouldn't have happened because he wouldn't have been able to speak to Itachi and basically manipulate him and convince him into doing it. Because obviously people remember when Itachi killed his clan, I know he was a teenager, so Itachi, although he was still smart, he wouldn't have been as smart as he was when he appeared in the series. He may have not done it if it wasn't for the fact that he was still quite young and Danzo manipulated him. And why did he do all that? It wasn't because, yeah, he sugarcoated it as he was helping Konoha, but really it was for personal gain. We know he wanted the Uchiha's eyes, as the fact that he stole Shisui's eyes and basically killed him off before that. Anyway, before the massacre, anyway, he was and even and I don't know if it was him or Itachi, but he even tried to frame Itachi for actually no, sorry, that was the Uchihas that tried to frame Itachi for Shisui's murder, but. Back on topic, Danzo only did that because he wanted the Uchiha's eyes, and as you see in his fight with Sasuke, he has about 10 eyes all up his arm, well 11 if you could include Shisui's eyes as well. And he did all that for personal gain. If you realize with Danzo, he always does what he thinks is right, but it's not necessarily. Most of the time it isn't right, and he doesn't care who he has to hurt, who has to step on to do this. Now, if he wasn't alive, one, the Uchiha would have been alive, Itachi wouldn't have had to go to the Akatsuki, and therefore correlation into Sasuke would have never left the village. Still would have became strong, but he wouldn't have gone with Orochimaru. He wouldn't have gone and got the curse mark. None of that. Naruto wouldn't have chased him. None of that would have happened. So that's why I said at the start of the video, stuff that's Danzo done has had a big impact on the series, and I would have loved to see Itachi in the Leaf Village as well. Itachi could have maybe even become Hokage. He could have done so much stuff, but because of Danzo tricking him, we got Itachi leaving, killing all his clan. Sasuke, and then you know what though, karma's definitely real for Danzo, because he did all that, and what came back to him is he got killed by Sasuke, the very guy that, like, if he never did that, then he wouldn't have died. Now Danzo really should have got killed off a long time ago, because his actions karma should have hit him way quicker than it did. But the fact that he got killed by an Uchiha is just karma for me, and personally, that was one of the most satisfying deaths in the series. Obviously, the way Sasuke, when he, like, you know what, even though I didn't like the fact that he hurt Karin, when he put the thing, like, he put the Chidori, whatever it's called, through her, right? I didn't agree with that, but at the end of the day, Danzo's death was satisfying to me. Was definitely satisfying to me. Now, number 3. Really, maybe this should have been the other way around, actually. But number 3, I've got basically the starting part for the 4th Shinobi World War is when Danzo again manipulated manipulated Hanzo from the Rain Village to think the Akatsuki were trying to take him over and were trying to dethrone him, and really they were just trying to help the Rain Village. Convinced him that they were doing that. Convinced him that he should kidnap Conan, basically get Yahiko to kill himself, or they'll kill Conan. So now, if he never even did that, right, we wouldn't have Pain and wouldn't have the evil Akatsuki now, because if Yahiko was still alive, he definitely wouldn't have accepted Obito's offer, because he's the only one that could see Obito was just trying to use the Akatsuki and trying to use Pain and trying to use his Nagato for his powers. Anyone could see that, but because Yahiko died, there was no one to really guide Nagato and Conan. Well, Conan never really agreed with it, but she just followed Nagato because obviously she loved him. They were good friends, they were best friends. But if Yahiko never died, wouldn't it have the whole Pain and the Akatsuki and the chance to catch the Tail Beast and everything else that's linked to the Akatsuki and the Tail Beast would have happened? None of that would have happened. And what I talk about karma? Karma is Pain eventually attacked the Leaf Village and destroyed it all. Now that's karma for Danzo. And what does he do when he attacks? He doesn't even come out, even though this is all the fact that he's attacking the Leaf Village now. Is it entirely his fault? No, because it was a world war going on, and the Leaf Village was in the Rain Village, and they were fighting, Sand Village and Mist and other villages, right? So was it entirely Danzo's fault? No, but I doubt if Yahiko was alive, I doubt Nagato would have took revenge on the Leaf Village. He probably would have tried to just find peace, because everyone thought that was the main goal of the Akatsuki before it got taken over by Obito. It was just for peace, but because Yahiko died, because Nagato was easily manipulated by Obito, that's why we got the Akatsuki we see today, and that's what so much stuff that Akatsuki has done to people, that's what happened because of Danzo. Because of Danzo tricking the Akatsuki, because Danzo wanted war, basically. He wanted war, and he saw the Akatsuki grow, and he knew there would have been a threat. So, like every big thing, he wanted to stop it. That's why we got the whole thing with the Akatsuki. Now, that man is just an evil man. But that's all I've got to say. 3 points. Now, if there's anything that I missed out that Danzo did, let me know. They're like they're the 3 main kind of parts that if he didn't do, the show would have been entirely different. A lot of people would have been alive. A lot of people wouldn't have been so hurt. Naruto and Sasuke, let's be real. If Danzo didn't do all that, Naruto and Sasuke would be completely different. Their relationship, what they went through, it would be completely different. He literally shaped the show as we know it now, and obviously not in a bad way, because Naruto's not a bad show, but in a bad way in terms of for the characters. But look, anyway, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, tell me if you agree, just it really helps if you share the video. You don't have to subscribe, but if you do like the content, if you do, just come back, just come back for more. But look, this has been Anime K, and peace. I am out.